letting go is not an easy thing to do. You know, we can't forget the things, the lessons that we've learned, the things that we've been through. We can't change them either. Hence the term life, you know. It's not always fair. It can be beautiful and then it can be bittersweet and turn around and spit in your face. But letting go is setting yourself free from the chains that you can't change. Some of the chains we create for ourselves, you know, because we live in prisoner of our own guilt or our own shame or our own regrets and, you know, things that we wish that we had done differently. But that too, you know, takes from present and future, and it's easier said than done. Letting go is a process that doesn't happen overnight. But when I had, and I'll talk about this briefly, when I had left my husband for the second time, went through the divorce and all that stuff, I decided, you know, that I had lost enough behind that relationship. I gave him a lot of control. Way too much. You don't ever compromise your own independence. I mean, you know, you come into a relationship and things like that. You work to accomplish things together, and that's an awesome thing. But when one is in complete control and the other one is in complete submission, it's not healthy. It's not a healthy balance. So I assume responsibility for surrendering my independence as I did. I'm responsible for that. Of course, also, you know, I mean, he was a violent person and stuff. But after, you know, going through divorce for a second time, I said, you know, I'm not going to date again. I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to do that. It was all because of what had happened with him, you know, and after, you know, quite a bit of time of solitude, and it was absolutely what I needed. Didn't jump into another relationship right away, none of those things. I needed that time for me to really figure out, you know, what I would want in future if I had another relationship. What would I want that to be? You know, what would I tolerate? What would I not tolerate? Because nobody's perfect. My biggest thing I don't tolerate is games. I don't like games, bullshit, you know. Let's try to elicit jealousy. Let's, you know, there's just some, I have no tolerance for that. And I know, you know, nobody's perfect, present company included, obviously, you know. I have my own issues and things, but I would not tolerate any more violence, infidelity, none of it. None of it. You know, the eyes are made for looking, but, you know, respect and comments and trying to elicit responses and things like that. I went through all that stuff, and it's bullshit. You know, you got to be secure within yourself, and the things that you demand, you got to be able to give. Meaning, you know, if you don't want somebody doing that to you, you can't be doing that to them either. So it's a two-way street. But I started my life over, and I said, I'm not losing another thing. He's not taking another thing from me, for my present or for my future. Nobody is. Nobody will take anything from me unless I allow them to. And it really is as simple as that. I'm responsible for my own choices. I'm not responsible for you know, being hit and all that stuff. No. You know, but the amount of fear and stuff, you know, it debilitated me, though. It took from my quality of life, and it took, you know, quite a bit of time for me to come to the realization to say, fuck this. You know,
Alert from it's, Are you sure you want to quit all applications?
I'm so sorry. That damn computer. it took me a bit of time, to really come to that, come full circle with it and say, I'm done. I have absolutely no contact with him. Will never have contact with him again. For me, it's truly over. And yeah, I have the memories. Yes, I have, somebody could say or do something that irritates me or reminds me of, and it puts me, whatever, but I roll with that and I deal with that. I may express it and then I let it go. I'm not going to sit and dwell on it and think about all the things I lost when I know that there's still so much more for me to gain. God willing, I still have a decent amount of years left ahead of me. God willing, I could die tomorrow. And if I do, then at least I'm free of that, because my mindset is, I'm putting myself back together and I'm going to have what I want out of life, or what is meant for me to have, rather. And I hope that some of what I'm meant to have is much of what I want. And it really is, when you live in the past and all the things that you lost and all the regrets and stuff, it keeps you from moving forward. And other people see that. Other people, friends, family, I've had family say, you need to, don't you think it's about time for you to get back up on that horse and get back out there and live the life that was meant for you? And they were absolutely correct. It's one life, and life is short, and violence happens all the time. All the time. I'm not minimizing mine. I'm not maximizing mine. I'm just stating a well-known fact. Marriages go bad all the time. People go through divorce all the time. People die all the time. It's unfortunate, but it happens, and it happens for a reason. I don't have the answer for the reasons. I don't, but I really, regardless of all those things, I consider myself fortunate, because I'm still here and I still have the opportunity, and by golly, I'm going to grab it. I'm going to do, I'm going to have that PhD. I'm going to have that. That's for me, and that's, my legacy, and to represent. I am a mother, I am a grandmother, and there's just, this matters to me. And it's setting the example about overcoming to other people. There are a lot of people that have gone through much worse, more catastrophic experiences than I've been through. And I've been through some catastrophic things, but it's relative, because there are people out there, who are maimed and in wheelchairs and permanently disabled from being in volatile circumstances and things. So that's why I say it's relative. But still, it sets the example of overcoming and survival. And I am that. I'm a survivor. And I don't take that for granted, because, at the end of the day, survivors, we are human beings. One day we meet our maker. So, but my perspective, my reality, the way I view things is totally different because of all those things and stuff. And it took coming so close to death to bring things full circle. Some at, my own carelessness, some at his, whatever. But at the end of the day, I was meant to still stand tall and still stand pretty and still be the woman I am. And there's a reason for those things.